Dropbear and Panda.
Save the world.
Episode
51.
We are in Area 51 now.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of Area 51,
Yeah.
I heard that there is a group, whether it's serious or not, I'll have to look this up somewhere, but I have seen it numerous times, trying to get people together to invade Area 51 sometime in November.
Yeah, I saw a map about the people are surrounding Area 51.
Yeah, because it says like, let's go in and invade Area 51, and then in brackets it says, because they can't stop all of us.
Yeah.
And I think there's like 68,000 people or something like that signed up.
Oh my God.
Making this number up, it could be 6,800, but still, there's a lot. And then I think I Fucking Love Science or another article wrote like, people are signing up to do this. And then in brackets it says, please don't do this. So
It is a military base.
yeah.
And invading a military base will not end well for you anyway, I don't think.
You're all going to die.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe you'll get vaporized by alien technology.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Well, at least you can say you went in a... Well, you couldn't say. Maybe you could say. I don't know what's in the afterlife, but
Yeah.
at least your family could... Your family wouldn't even know because they'd be like, he just went missing. I was going to say at least someone could say that you went off in a spectacular fashion, but...
Or they'd Men in Black you with like the little flashy light. And be like, book. And you'd be like, man, you know what'd be fun? I can't remember.
This is called a neuralizer. It's a gift from some friends from out of town. This red eye here will isolate the electronic impulses in your brains, more specifically the ones for memory. Oh, that's good, fellas. Give me a splay burn around the perimeter with holes at 40, 60, and 80 meters from right here. Thank you. That's good. Thank you.
What in the hell is going on?
Excellent question. And the answer you're looking for lies right here.
Who are you? Really?
Really? I am just a figment of your imagination.
What are you doing in November?
What am I doing? Nothing. I've got nothing.
Want to go meet some aliens?
Yes, let's do it.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that terrifies me.
Yeah. So episode 51, Area 51, November. See you in the desert.
Or not. Because
Don't do it.
Nobody... Hello,
don't-
FBI,
Yeah. that's
Space
listening.
Force listeners.
We are not interested in Area 51.
Not at all.
Nope.
No. And we certainly didn't tell anyone to do it.
No, don't do it.
This is a satire comedy
It's
podcast.
not news. Nobody takes us seriously.
I'm assuming that this guy was just like, wouldn't this be funny? And then all of a sudden it just took off. And I'm assuming nobody's going to show up except for the real crazy people. Or they're going to show up in the desert and have a big rave and then go home.
Right. Could be like an Area 51 rave.
Oh, imagine all like the glow sticks they're going to have.
Alien
'Cause-
glow sticks.
Because
And all the probing.
space. Oh, that's a different party. Okay. All right.
That was a good tangent. Panda, way to kick off the episode with the weirdest shit.
I was like 51. And then first thing that popped in my head, aliens. Yeah. So what's new this week? Bear
Well,
of the Drop?
let's recap. The magpie Jasmine is in the backyard yelling at us.
We think it's Jasmine.
I'm pretty sure. You never forget a kid.
I've met kids that are pretty unforgettable.
Or forgettable.
Well, both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm tired.
So we sent some money to the Red Cross
Yes, we did.
for Yemen.
Yes, we sent it to the, I can't remember what it's called, but like the Yemen Emergency
Disaster Relief Fund or
something
whatever.
like that. Yeah. They're in the middle of a famine, and they have been for, I shouldn't say the middle of, it's been going on for a number of years, and it's atrocious.
No, it's bad.
In February, the UN was saying they need like billions of dollars to help combat this. And I'm ashamed to say that I forgot about it because there's so much shit going on
There's
in
a lot
the
of stuff
world
going
all
on.
the time. And because of how fast I think our news agencies go, you hear about it really quickly.
Yeah.
And
Then it falls off the radar.
and then it falls off because something new happens, right? So I was reminded of it last week or the week before, and I was like, you know what? This is how we're going to save the world this week.
I like it.
Yeah. So that's what we did.
Yeah, so that was good. Nicely done, Panda.
And then one of our people said, I give blood like 1 billion times.
That's right. Yeah, she's like 17 times. So she's going to get some socks.
Yeah. So we're going to send Sarah off some socks. Congrats to Sarah for saving the world in her own little way and letting us know about it. I think that's great.
That's awesome. So if you listeners would like to win socks, all you have to do is save the world. Easy.
Socks from the Friday Sock Company. They are ethically made, designed in Calgary, made in Italy, and proceeds of their sales do go to a charity. And so why wouldn't we
And
team up with them?
And they're mismatched.
And they're mismatched.
On purpose.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's wicked.
So why don't we hear a word from our
Sponsor.
sponsors?
Yeah. Kick it.
Dropbear and Panda gonna save the world. Wearing intentionally mismatched socks. Ethically made. The Friday Sock Company saving the world one step at a time.
Oh my God. Now that you said kick it, I think we should
Do a Beastie
do a
Boys.
Beastie Boys one. That would be amazing.
Hear that, Rob Mitchelson?
Yeah.
Rob Mitchelson, music and such.
Yeah.
We're expecting now a Beastie Boys. And I would like to perform on this jingle.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So what else is recapable or pre-capable or post-capable? I just make
Uncappable.
shit up. Uncapable?
Oh, so I did the Calgary Stampede thing this week.
Yes, you did.
And I hosted the community stage on Community Day. And it was in conjunction with GlobalFest. GlobalFest runs in Calgary from August 15th to August 24th at Elliston Park. They've got some amazing talent, like from young to old. One of the coolest things I saw was Blackfoot Crossing Historical Park Dance Troupe.
Oh.
Like, oh my God, it was amazing. Like, I had chills the entire time.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it and just like goosebumps everywhere.
Yeah, and so they were doing the hoop dance, and if you've never seen that, like, it's insane. I'll put a link in the notes, but it is so cool, and what an amazing culture! Like, holy moly! Like, and they did some solo dances as well, and it was so interesting to see because they're acting out like a hunt. And,
okay.
Yeah, and so they've got the singers and the drums and I don't want to say costumes, but how they dress.
Sort of traditional
with
like,
the feathers and
outfits
the
oh
and
man,
the beads.
it's gorgeous.
But honestly, chills. Like right now, even just thinking about it. And the one guy who was doing a lot of the singing and some of the solo dancing had sort of like the war. Maybe it's not war paint, but it's paint from the top of his hairline to his eyes, all black, and then he's got like red on the lower part. Like it's oh my God, and the feathers and the drums and the
Absolutely gorgeous and just so amazing. And
First Nations culture is there's no words for it, really. It's just you have to see it or experience it to really appreciate it.
yeah, it's outstanding. Beautiful stuff. And I've seen the hoop dance before, not in real life, but I have seen it on YouTube or whatever from various people's. I've seen a couple videos of like the North American hoop dancing champion as well, and there's a bunch of videos of him. You could just basically like Google that and he'll come up everywhere. And I could never even, I mean, I don't want to make this sound bad, but I couldn't even use a hula hoop when I was a kid. So the fact that they can go from one hoop so quickly to like 15 and turn it into these like
eagle soaring
pictures with the story and the dancing and not it blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
Yeah, it was
Absolutely incredible.
It was so cool.
What else was there?
There was troops dance troops from Pakistan. Artie's Bollywood Dance Academy was there.
Oh, fun.
Oh yeah, it's so cool. We had some people from Thailand, Bangladesh. Storybook Theater was there. So they do a youth thing every year, and they're doing a musical, Bring It On.
Bang, bang, choo-choo train. Let me see you do your thing.
You are cheerleaders. Cheerleaders are dancers who have gone retarded.
And so they have these kids who have only been together for a week basically do a couple of samples from the show. Chills again. I got chills. They're so good.
Yeah.
Like the talent in this city is
Storybook
unbelievable.
is fantastic. Your kids are interested in theater. There's a bunch of theater camps around town, including one at the Pump House. But like Storybook is so good.
Oh yeah, amazing.
Singing and dancing and just the talent that comes out of there is outstanding.
Oh, I met Kate Stevens. She won the YYC Music Awards for
nice.
Female Artist of the Year in 2018. And she was great. She had so much fun. She had like a ukulele and sang some songs, really charming. There was a classical dance team from China. We had Yosoka, which is some Japanese dancers as well. So then the Roundup Band, they took first place in the Worlds this year, as well as first drum corps, drumline.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh yeah, it's so cool. And I had no idea what was coming. And I'm just like, so I'm introducing the acts and it's just like, it's a small little band, 180 of them.
Well, but they could have taken that as a joke, right? You're like, it's tiny.
Yeah.
And then like the entire country comes out.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Then the Stetson Show Band showed up. They took third this year. And the thing about the Roundup Band is they're young. They're like 12, 15 years old, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really go to Stampede. It's, as we discussed last week, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about Stampede is it does put Calgary on the map, and you have groups that come. Not only tourists, you don't only just see tourists from like Ethiopia and China and Sweden and Colombia, but you also see groups of musicians and actors and performers and rodeo people from like Chile and stuff. Like it's from all around the world, which is really, really great.
Speaking of Chile, like, wow. So Los Copioes.
Los Copioes?
Los Copioes.
Oh.
I'm assuming I'm pronouncing it right.
I assume you're not.
No, they came and shared the Chilean culture through these folk dances.
Oh.
And it was really cool. So they had like sort of the older dancers, which if you can imagine sort of the white hat, the big wide brim white hat that's low, and they've got like the boots with the spurs, and there are lots of machismo. And then the women were wearing these dresses, but then on the other side they've got these young ones. They're like teenagers, but they're like it's like they're straight out of the Amazon tribes, like with the grass skirts and the feather pointy hats, and they're, oh my god, like the dances were nuts.
Oh my god,
it was
you know
so
what?
Cool.
Next year I would go to that.
Oh yeah.
Which is terrifying because you said that the Stampede was so busy that day.
Yeah.
So
we can
busy.
see them at GlobalFest in August. They'll be there.
Will we be here in August?
We will not be here in August.
So we will not see them.
Damn it. The Mount Royal University taiko drumming people were there, so that's the big Japanese drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else can I tell you? That's pretty much it.
Fun.
Yeah. No, it was good. I had an absolute blast doing it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And it was just on the steps of the Stampede, right?
Yeah, the Saddle Dome.
Good thing you didn't fall down.
I was on the flat part.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then in typical, Stampede tradition, I walked to the train because I couldn't. You can't drive anywhere near the grounds, so I got on the train and a fight broke out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 12 days of chaos, man. I keep hearing stories wherever I go of like the latest chaos on the street. So
there was an article actually at 660 News, which we will post, and I heard it on 660 News on the radio. They did a piece on talking to the police about how public urination goes up during Stampede, which of course it does, because a lot of people are drinking and don't get to the washroom in time. I'm not saying that's okay. I'm just not surprised. And they were talking to a police officer about this, and the fine is $250.
Yeah.
And he even said that day he had caught some guy peeing against a building or something like that. And his excuse was, "It's Stampede, bro." And the cop was like, "I don't care, bro. This is also somebody's place of business."
That's bro. We don't talk.
Yeah.
Here's your ticket.
Wow.
But yeah, you'll see people peeing in bushes on the side of like buildings, like on the sidewalk all the way to the train. Not to mention people fornicating in alleyways, which is a big thing a couple years ago. I'm sure it's just they were just caught that day. But this is where my problem comes in with the Stampede. One of them is that the behavior just disintegrates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. It's like anything goes Wild West.
Calgary's pretty good for a city of like almost 1.3 million people. Our crime isn't great because it goes up with the number of people. But we're a pretty good city. But when Stampede hits, all bets are off, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I'm like, I just can't deal with that amount of people. Yeah. And it gets hot and sticky, and people bump into other people and spill stuff. And people want to get home, and they're trying to get on the train, and it gets messy.
Yep. Yeah. Sure does.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Guess what happened to me today?
Oh my God. I'm dying to know.
I went for I like to walk through Kensington, a couple times a day just to, walk the beat.
Mostly because we live here.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm walking, and outside of Original Joe's on Kensington Road, there's a line of Lime bicycles, which is cool. I use Lime bicycles. But beside them, the brand new scooters.
Yay!
The Lime scooters are here. And I was intimidated at first. I was like, I've never really scooted before. So, but I've got an app, and it walked me through how to do it. And I'm just like, I'm in. So I rented one of these little Lime scooters and went scooting through Kensington. And it was amazing. It's so much fun.
I would probably tip right over. I am a panda after all.
I came home with like the biggest smile on my face.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
And it scares me. So, because I had quite the migraine at about 2:30 this morning. So I slept in, and I come home. Dropbear is nowhere to be found. So I was like, okay, he must be off doing work stuff. I'm sitting here. He comes through the door with this hugest grin on his face with a bag of groceries. And he's like, oh my God, I just had, oh my God, I'm just like vibrating. This is so awesome. But usually when he's that excited, it either means like, A, he did something awesome, or B, he just set fire to a jerk's like
Trans Am,
and it's an amazing sight. So I was like, what did you do? No, really. What did you do?
Yeah. So I rode this scooter throughout Kensington. I was going down the street. I had my earbuds in, and I was listening to the Loose Moose mix, number 3 that you created. No, number 4.
Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Number 4.
Yeah, because I had some chap hop in it, and I'm like, do.
I add to those all the time.
And then I ended up at Safeway. I did some shopping, came back out, jumped back on my scooter, and scooted all the way home through the side streets, back alleys, and oh my gosh.
Oh, it's funny because then you bring me to the window, and I was like, oh yeah,
so good.
Yeah, I could barely I look like I used to skateboard, but I could not barely stand on one without wiping out. So I'm not one for balance, apparently. I'm like, I could, more fun than bikes. That's for sure.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
But then about 20 minutes later, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go pick up another thing. I'll be right back. And then you're like, they've already taken it. Someone's already taken the scooter.
Oh, I know.
And then we just saw like 3 kids go by on scooters.
Yeah.
So
Zing, zing, zing.
it's totally a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lime, if you're listening, we need more scooters in Calgary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least in Kensington.
Scoot it up.
Just make sure they stop outside of Kensington.
Yeah.
Oh, but going to Eau Claire would be fun on those things.
I know.
You could start a gang.
Right. The scooter gang.
Boy.
Scoot gang. Scoot YYC.
You know what's also scary is every time you say scoot, I think of a cat or a dog scooting.
Butt scooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what I mean when I scoot. Scooter. When I scooter.
I hope so.
Okay, what else is going on? Well, while you think of it, I will give an apocalypse salad update as you roll your eyes. So I transplanted the apocalypse salad outside into the flower boxes, and it is thriving outside. So in the event of the apocalypse, we now have an outdoor salad bar. Some assembly required. My peppers are doing really well.
We have discovered our brand new favorite Facebook and Instagram friend,
Oh, man.
Owl Kitty.
Owl Kitty is amazing.
So on Facebook, it's Owl Kitty, OWLKITTY. On Instagram, there is a underscore between the words owl and kitty. This gentleman puts his cat into scenes of a movie, and they're just really short. They're like 20 seconds long, 10 seconds
God,
long,
they're
5
good.
seconds long, because they're from Instagram. And he puts them in pictures too. They are so well done.
Yeah.
I giggled my ass off all morning.
Owl Kitty is like amazing.
What's in the box?
Din, 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 din.
Oh my gosh. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. So I just wanted to say that that's our recommendation for the week.
Yeah. Dropbear and Panda's recommendation of the week.
Owl Kitty. Meow.
Check it out.
Meow.
Yo.
Meow. Meow.
Put in a plug here that we're now recording on new equipment because my Akai EIE Pro, it went kablooey. I've been having problems with it for the last year. It's been sort of cutting in and out, which is to be expected because I use it an awful lot. It certainly owes me nothing, but I went and got myself. I went to Long and McQuaid here in Calgary. I love that place. I could spend all my money there, and I got a Steinberg UR44. What's a Steinberg UR44, you ask? Hey, Google, what's a Steinberg UR44?
On the website soundonsound.com, they say, summing things up, the Steinberg UR44 is a high-quality and sturdy 4-input interface with flexible direct monitoring features, decent quality bundled plugins, and a basic DAW to get you started.
Yeah, so the DAW I use is Adobe Audition, and it's great. It seems to actually be even better, believe it or not, than my Akai EIE Pro, which was dope, but is dead.
Wah, wah.
There you go.
So Hurricane Betty made landfall in Louisiana.
What?
Just now.
I didn't, just like now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Today. It strengthened into a hurricane on Saturday, which is today. And it crept towards the shore and knocked out power on the Gulf Coast and dumped heavy rains that will probably last for hours and hours. And it could be lasting for days. I think it's in the same area, New Orleans area, that Hurricane Katrina just destroyed 14 years ago, or however long ago it was. 14 years ago? Holy shit. 14 years? God damn.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that sucks. We're now into hurricane territory, hurricane season. Barry had strengthened into a Category 1 hurricane by Saturday morning with a maximum sustained winds of 120 kilometers an hour.
Barry? I thought you said Betty.
It's Barry.
Didn't you say Hurricane Betty at the beginning?
No.
Wow.
Should I restart this?
No. we'll find out in the edit if I'm right.
Okay. Pretty sure I said Barry.
I'm pretty sure you said Betty.
Storms become hurricanes when their winds reach 120 kilometers an hour or higher.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah. So, so that's not good. I wonder how many people decided to run or not run because it hadn't hit hit hurricane status yet.
That'd be like the tough part about living on the coast or like, close to the ocean anywhere, really.
Yeah, and alligator spotted on flooded Mississippi Road.
It seems legit.
So I wonder if he's running away or being like, "This is the best day ever."
I love my life. I'm having my best life.
Right? Yeah, that's kind of scary. You know, and some people, I've heard some people say, well, why do they live there? If they have to deal with 12 hurricanes a year and all these tropical storms, it's not exactly easy to just get up and leave.
Right. Plus, it is beautiful a lot of the time.
Yeah, except for those alligators.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
Alligators
those
is pretty
snakes.
cool.
And the spiders.
Water moccasins.
Eat your face.
Yeah.
They can hear you, smell you, and see you.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. Calgary is a very safe place when it comes to natural disasters.
I was knocking on wood.
Oh, it's like, who's at the door? We've had tornado clouds. I think there's only one time where a tornado almost touched down in Calgary.
Well,
And it was when Calgary was much smaller.
Well, I want to say that for the on the outskirts of Calgary, you probably there could be a tornado, but the inner part of Calgary, because it's kind of in a valley.
Yeah.
Apparently, tornadoes don't do valleys.
They don't like hills.
No.
Like, that's why
they're like,
everything's
no
flat.
way.
I don't want to get up and down a hill. Think of my knees.
Oh, I'm just gonna go to the prairies,
So flat.
the plains.
Whatever.
Ew, I love One Direction. Do you have an extra ticket?
Yeah.
Ew!
But north of us, like in the Red Deer area, tornadoes everywhere.
Yeah, they get smoked.
Yeah, they get smoked.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had flooding every 6 years, I guess, sort of. But we don't get, I mean, earthquakes, hurricanes, obviously we don't.
We apparently had an earthquake. I want to say back in the 80s that actually measured, like it registered. And I think my dad was working in Esso Tower downtown in the 80s. And he said the building was like swaying back and forth. Like,
Really?
yeah.
You need to look that shit up because I have never heard of this before in my life.
Yeah. It was aftershocky. And I think it was from after.
But was the earthquake here or
No,
was
it
it
was elsewhere.
Okay, well then we're still not earthquakey. Technically, I'm right.
Earthquake-ish. We'll see. Hey, speaking of right,
Oh dear.
guess who won the World Cup?
Not the Netherlands.
I know, I really wanted them to win, but
To be fair, last week I did say I expect the U.S. to win, but I am rooting for the Netherlands.
yeah. And I was cheering for the USA only to be contrary, so we'd have something to bet for.
Yes.
And I won a steak dinner.
Winner, chicken dinner. Winner, chicken dinner.
Which is
It's true. You haven't
amazing.
had that yet.
No.
It is funny when we were watching the Netherlands play and you went, "Go Netherlands!" And then you were like, "Never mind. I'm sorry."
But it was a really good match.
It was a fantastic game.
Just real, man, women's soccer, like exciting, talented, like kick ass at that level. I was like, oh my God.
It was so good.
Yeah. Love it.
It was so good. The last game between the Netherlands and the U.S., there was some diving, which I was very disappointed with.
Disappointed!
Yeah.
But there were 2 calls at the beginning, and then the ref was like, I'm not putting up with this shit.
Yeah.
So either the play just kept going, or... But the first goal that the U.S. made was based on a dive.
No.
Was it?
No, because
The leg was too high.
yeah, they went back and reviewed the.
They reviewed the
thing.
call that she made.
Yeah, so the first call she made was going to be just corner kick.
Yeah.
And then everybody freaked out, and they've got plans in place when there's a disputable call.
Right, yeah.
And certainly the other player's foot was pretty freaking
It was
high.
very high, yeah.
Like it was a dangerous play.
Yeah.
Inside the box.
Yeah. That's
you know,
true.
she did touch the ball with her foot,
Yeah.
but it was right beside the other player's face.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
So I think in retrospect, it was a good call. It was the right call.
Okay. This is the best I can do. Call it.
But even the corner kick would have been the right call. If you couldn't go back and see
Yeah.
if you couldn't zoom in and see exactly.
The play should have stopped, which was fair. But so the diving, it wasn't like men's diving.
Right.
But the first time, oh God, it was within 7 minutes an American player dove.
Yeah.
And the Netherlands player, the Dutch player, got a yellow card for it. And I was so mad. So within 2 minutes, a Netherlander, a Dutch, Hollander, the Hollandaise dove to basically get back at the Americans. And of course, the Americans didn't get a yellow card. But I think that's when the ref was like,
no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the ref she called both of those, but then she kind of was like, oh, you guys are terrible people. Yeah. Don't cheat.
And Sweden took third.
Yes.
And that's pretty awesome.
Yes.
I think that was a good World Cup.
You apparently are good at calling the women's teams.
It's true.
I am good at calling the men's.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
What's coming up next? Euro Cup?
No.
In 2 years for the men?
World Cup.
Is it World Cup?
Is it World Cup? Euro
Oh,
Cup?
that's going to be in Qatar or some
horribly, disgustingly hot.
Yeah, it wasn't. Somebody's up on charges, or somebody in FIFA is in shit for
They
taking
talked about
bribes.
moving it, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's, FIFA, of course.
Don't get me started.
I think we've posted John Oliver's rant on FIFA, part 1 and part 2 before.
Yeah.
There might be a part 3 coming up. Who knows? But yeah, it's a bit of a disaster. So we'll see.
Oh, there's that. What was it? It was a defense Netherlander that took a ball to the face to prevent a goal from going in. It's like a total Scott Sterling.
Sterling.
So good.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I have something to say. Amazon Prime, amazing. So I here's what I know about Amazon Prime. Next to nothing. I'm as you know, I'm outfitting the house with Philips Hue light bulbs.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty much the entire house is controlled remotely.
I'm pretty sure you're just replacing me with Google.
Oh yeah, so
Google's
I got some
partner.
little micro dots put in different rooms and stuff like that. Anyway, in order to get this stuff faster, Amazon suggested that I get a free 30-day trial of Amazon Prime. And I'm like, what? Amazon Prime? So I get it. And it turns out that when you have Amazon Prime, your stuff gets there like really fast. You get a discount on the shit you buy, and you get access to Amazon Prime TV stuff, which we stumbled into last night. And that's going to be a rabbit hole. I thought Netflix messed me up.
Yeah.
The stuff that's in there is amazing.
Yeah, it's all the shows that we wanted to see but haven't been able to because
it's either HBO or
torrenting is illegal.
Yeah.
I'm excited now.
Yeah.
And shows that we only got to see a season of before it was taken off of Netflix, or we don't have cable or whatever. Like
Amazon Prime, baby.
Like we've seen season 1 of Preacher.
Mm-hmm.
We're like 2 or 3 seasons behind now. So I was like, oh my God, Preacher's on here.
No, we know what you're talking about.
No, you don't, Dave. You don't know what I'm talking about. Is it Dave? Look, Dave, listen to me now. You know what I'm talking about? You've had the kind of night. Lands in the hospital trying to figure out what the Spanish word is for ass hamster, for goodness sake.
Oh my God, I forgot about. And
American Gods.
American Gods is on there. Good Omens. Totally forgot about Mr. Robot, which I haven't seen yet.
Oh, so good.
Which you've been telling me for years that I need to watch. And I was like, I'll get to it, but I don't know when and I don't know how. So, yeah, very excited. Which sucks, though, because it's summertime and the weather's actually good.
Right? It's gorgeous. Speaking of which, we need to get off this podcast and get outside.
No. Couple more things.
Okay.
Gopher shooting session turns into heavily armed RCMP takedown on Alberta farm.
What the hell were they shooting the gophers with?
Smell that? You smell that? Napalm, son. Nothing else in the world smells like that. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. You know what?
Oh my God, like a 50 cal. I know that like farms, you're allowed to shoot gophers because they're terrible for your horses and all sorts of shit.
They're adorable, but they'll...
What happened?
So at about 7:45 p.m. on Sunday, which is last week, Mounties in the town of Strathmore, which is about 14,000 people, just east of Calgary,
it's pretty close,
said they were called for reports of shots fired and responded with multiple RCMP officers, which quickly spiraled into a terrifying confrontation that left this man and his family and two friends like completely shaken. He's like, I'm a guy with a young family. I teach piano for a living. I'm not a drug dealing thug. Yeah, he had like cold steel of an RCMP rifle pointed at his head. And all he was doing was taking out gophers.
Wow.
On his farm.
Wow.
Yeah. And the RCMP says that they will provide no further commentary on the incident.
Yeah, but you know what? That's fair. I mean, what's weird is that it must be somebody who's never been on a farm or been in rural Alberta, because that is 100% a thing.
It's crazy, hey? Like I know, and I know, I've known people who have like parents who own farms, and my ex-husband owned guns, and he's had friends who've been like, you don't want to come out and shoot gophers, and my ex-husband's like, sure, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know why you do, but you know, when
Yeah.
your farm is overrun with gophers, your food's gone, your grain's gone, your horses break their legs, that kind of thing. But I can't.
Yeah,
I can't shoot stuff.
I think it's better. I think it's better to shoot them than it is to gas them or drown them, because I know that they've got other ways to deal with it. But
oh my God! Well, when we were living in one of the neighborhoods up north during the time that we had our first house, we lived on a ravine, and that was coming off of Nose Hill Park.
Yeah.
And you'd see bunnies there. You'd see the coyotes walk down every once in a while, which is why all the cats want to go missing.
Yeah.
But it got overrun by gophers or prairie dogs or whatever.
Same thing.
And there started getting complaints that they were coming under people's stairs. Like it was going to get into like the piping. And all of a sudden, a gas truck showed up.
Oh, God.
And then there were no more gophers.
Oh.
I was really bothered by that.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that they were going to become a nuisance, and they were also kind of cute. But, you know, when you come out for work and you like open up the front door and there's like 25 just staring back at you, you're like, it's like Children of the Corn, but it's gophers of Hidden Valley.
Right?
You know, like it was quite weird.
That's going to be our next short.
Oh my gosh.
Gophers of Hidden Valley.
Yeah, it was.
Well, the problem is because the coyotes usually take care of this stuff, or the hawks or the eagles. Like there's natural predators out there, but I know that Calgary had this issue where they tried to eradicate the coyotes in the city, and that ended up totally backfiring with way too many rabbits and way too many gophers.
Yep.
So then they, went and killed the gophers, which brought back the, predators. It's like this balance you've got to find, right?
But just don't see. And I'm wondering whether you should just not mess with Mother Nature.
I think that's a great.
But we'd probably be overrun with bears in the city of Calgary.
It would make getting to work a lot more interesting. Stampede would be more fun.
A lot more fun. You'd be running with the grizzlies of Calgary instead of... Well, there's a black bear that went into the Rocky View Hospital. Yeah. Remember a few years ago?
Yeah.
Frig, that was funny, but also I'm sure very terrifying.
Runs with bears.
Yeah.
Rhymes with bears. It's my new rap band.
Rhymes with bears?
Yeah.
We're going to work on that.
Okay.
How are you going to save the world this week?
I'm going to save the world this week. It's got to be good.
Idea.
So here's what I would like to do, because I've never done this before. I've always wanted to do it. I don't tend to have a lot of time on my hands. I don't know if it's something you can do one-off, but I would like to go serve food at a soup kitchen, like the Mustard Seed or something. But they probably don't want people just to show up and be like, hey, I'm going to make some sandwiches for some homeless people and then fuck off.
I'm sure you have to like plan ahead on that one.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure.
Maybe I do that during.
Look into that.
Maybe I'll do. I tell you what, I will look into how you do it, and I'll figure it out, because maybe they only need people during the busy times, right? Like the
Or maybe you think that, and maybe they actually desperately need people all year round.
Okay, so here's what I'll do to save the world this week is I'm going to look into that, and I'll report back next week with how you can help the homeless in Calgary.
Sounds good.
Or anywhere, really.
Yeah.
How to help the homeless.
How to help the homeless. I actually know people who have done that, and that would be a good place to start.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, how about you? What you going to do?
No clue. So you know how last year I was like, I kicked your ass with the whole like Red Cross idea?
Last week?
Yes.
You said last year.
Well, I kick your ass yearly and daily
It's true.
and weekly.
It's true.
Just saving my own ass right now.
But yes, I remember that.
I don't actually know.
Well, I tell you what, last week I rode on your coattails. This week, jump on mine. And you can help me figure out how to help the homeless by connecting me with your friends that have done this before. We'll do it as a team effort. Dropbear and Panda save the world together.
What?
Yeah.
I think that can be a doable thing.
All right, I'm in.
And I'm going to sit outside a lot because we finally have some good weather.
Yeah.
And speaking of good weather, check out our Facebook. We have an amazing Instagram post that we posted up there. Don't try it at home.
Do not try this at home.
And I would love to know how many tries these guys made before it was successful. It could be how many bones they broke.
It could be that they're engineers and they knew it right from the beginning. They calculated all the stuff, the friction coefficient, the weight, the velocity.
It's friggin' epic.
Are you interested now in checking it out?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
do it. It's so good.
It was good.
I don't know what neighborhood it was from, but it's in Calgary somewhere.
Yeah.
Clearly a
outskirts?
Not out. Well, a suburb somewhere
Suburbs,
because
yeah.
there's like no trees.
What else are you going to do in suburbia?
Yeah, exactly. Besides that epic amazingness.
I want to go find a scooter right now.
Go find a scooter.
Yeah. I've been Dropbear.
I've been Panda.
And we've been Dropbear and
Panda and OK Google, say goodbye.
Bye.
I don't think Google likes you as much as she likes me.
She's
Watch, check this out. Hey Google, say goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Slut.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, the Friday Sock Company.
This podcast was recorded at the Dropbear and Panda Kensington studio.
Special thanks to Emery Cords for the kick-ass theme music.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Dropbear and Panda, yeah. Dropbear and Panda, yeah. Dropbear and Panda, coming at you, Panda. Coming at you like a locomotive on a motherfucking bender. Yeah, tap my coat now my chap, follow me. Yeah, with Michael Doggies, yeah, you be checking on the flow, yo. Checking flow, bitch, you was quick, you can't pick my medical ranges, angles, tangles. You get tangled, twisted side of flexes, child should be. Can't compete with the owls that devour. Yeah, with the owls that devour, yeah. Yeah, it's a Dropbear and Panda, coming at you right now. Dropbear and Panda, coming at you right now. Dropbear and Panda, coming at you right now. It's like a locomotive blowing out to one of them chapa. Dropbear and Panda, coming at you right now. It's like a locomotive blowing out to one of them chapa. Dropbear and Panda.